Thank you for here joining me today for another stream. As I've said on some of my social media posts, I'm taking a break from Mario Sunshine just because it's difficult. There's a huge learning curve when it comes to the Switch, and I'm just, I guess, not in the mood for do something super challenging, despite that I really do enjoy challenging games and I love Mario stuff. So Sunshine's going to be on the back burner for now. Not sure if that's going to end up actually being a stream or if it's going to be something I do as a YouTube series, but we'll see. I wanted to switch things up and start playing this game called Eliza. For those of you who haven't seen my post, it's a really interesting game. Basically, it tackles mental health along with AI technology. This is a universe where this company had created a perfect AI system that will listen to people's emotional distresses and come to a decision as far as their diagnosis and what medication they need. However, people don't want to talk to a computer, so they use human proxies. So you're playing as this main character who becomes a human proxy for this company and acts as a therapist, and it just goes into her life as a character and the different things that each of her clients are feeling. It's definitely an interesting game, and it has a lot to do with mental health, and that's why I wanted to start it. That's also the other interesting thing about this game, is that it's completely voice acted. Like, it has its own voice actors for every single piece of dialogue. So there are some bits that I will be able to read and obviously converse with you guys, but really this is kind of like, how do I say it? Visual novels are interactive books, pretty much, but this is kind of just a movie that we all get to enjoy together and have fun with this story. Sorry, I'm tripping on my words and crap, but hopefully you get the picture.
Instead, it harnesses the brain's creative power to dream up the situation for itself. Combine that with the insights we gain from parametric therapy systems like Eliza, and you have a complete end-to-end, fully automated system.
Trying to lurk in all the streams and watch anime, don't mind me. You're good. That's usually what I end up doing. I will have like 10 different browser tabs open as I'm trying to support all of my buddies, so you're fine.
It should be clear now that this heralds a revolution in how we treat, how we think about mental health.
Hey Heidi. Why are we sad vibing only? Oh, because of this game. This game has a lot to do with mental illness and how it correlates with technology. So if you missed the beginning part of it, this game is essentially a world where this company had created a AI therapist, and they use human proxies to communicate between this person and the AI. So you go through the story as the protagonist playing as a proxy, so you just get to hear a lot about people's lives, like what makes them depressed, what makes them anxious, and things like that. It's an intense game. It's a really interesting and intense visual novel. It did really well on Steam. Almost all of the reviews are very positive. I got to play through the first hour or so of it, and then I never picked it up again, so this is a game series that I wanted to get through.
And with mental health challenges on the rise across the globe, it couldn't come at a more crucial time.
And I feel like this game is an interesting play, especially now, as we know everyone's getting even more depressed because of COVID, and people who weren't depressed before are really starting to feel it. So it's kind of applicable to everything that's going on. That's why I had decided to play this game.
So, that's why today, right here, I'm announcing
it's a very intense game.
a new company to make induced dreaming a reality and end human suffering as we know it.
Damn, where's this thing in real life? See, that's the thing. As you play through the game, you realize that there's a lot of imperfections with the AI system. Like, It seems like it's the best thing in the world, but it's so incredibly flawed, and that's why it's really nice to see the correlation between mental health and the rise in technology.
I should note that I remain on good terms with Stonda. In fact, they're a minority investor in this new venture. But still, I'm very much going my own way on this. It's no secret that Rainer and I don't always agree, and that's why we mutually decided I should pursue this paradigm shift on my own. As for details on the venture itself, I don't have anything specific to announce at this time other than that the technology is real and working in prototype form already. But you can be sure to hear more from me on that soon.
So this guy from One Mind is essentially Steve Jobs. It's like our equivalent of Steve Jobs.
Thank you.
As Soren finishes up, people hold up their phones to take photos and video. This feels more like a press conference than a talk. Oh, I actually have a phone I can check too. These apps aren't really open to me, not just yet anyways.
Now, I can take a very limited number of audience questions.
It's amazing. Every line in this game, Will, is, oh my god, is voice acted. Sorry, I don't know why I'm losing my train of thought, but yeah, every line in this game is voice acted, with the exception of, Evelyn's thoughts, and that's the character that you play. You play as Evelyn. The crowd starts to surge towards him. He's going to be mobbed. My plan to find him after the talk isn't going to work. I need to get out of here. Ugh, I don't know what I was thinking coming to this. Whatever my element is, this is not it. I should just get out of here before anybody recognizes me. Except, as I attempt to do that, I happen to spot another man I know. He emerges from an elevator in the lobby just as I walk by. I keep my head down. Maybe he won't see me. Surely he's busy and distracted, right?
Well, look who's here. It's like I've seen a ghost.
The good old silent pro tag. She does have a voice. It's just when she's talking to other people is when you hear her voice. You don't actually get to hear her voice when the game starts to relay her inner thoughts. Jarl Ren Rainer Sao? Chairman and CEO of Skedna Corporation. So Skedna is the other one that started the, I think the Eliza app, which is what I was talking about, that AI system that helps people with mental health issues. Interesting enough, I believe from the description, Evelyn used to be a key developer in the AI system, but wasn't really happy with, I guess, the outcome, or she just wasn't feeling it. It does get explained more as the game goes on, but it's interesting, her part in this whole operation.
Good to see you too, Rainer.
The artwork is really nice too.
Where are you these days? I lost track after you left us.
Nowhere.
Nowhere? Nowhere was no place to be. Come by the new office sometime. You should see where we're taking Eliza.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Sarah will set something up for next week.
He glances at the person standing behind and to the side of him, presumably Sarah. She nods almost imperceptibly.
See you then.
I agreed before I could think about it. What's this all about? What does Rainer want with me? We didn't interact much at all when I worked there. I didn't think he would even remember me. I've hardly done anything and things feel like a tangled mess already. The other interesting thing is that the game also alludes to her having her own issues after working at this company, and it's her working through her past. But you can interact with some things. Soren's talk is being rebroadcasted here. Seems like he really made waves. I'm sure that was his intent, so good for him. Conferences like this always make me nervous. I feel like everyone is looking at me, even though I know they're probably not. I need to get out of here. A lot of tech companies have become interested in mental health lately. It's a fast-growing field now, or maybe it's just a gold rush. see what we got on the phone. Messages from the Eliza proxy. So this is a whole bunch of messages. We'll go through the other ones later. But this is talking to you proxies, which is what she is. Valued proxies, I've continued to receive questions about how proxies should interpret and work with Eliza's counseling phases. Here's one more attempt at explaining it. Sessions are built around a 5-part structure. Eliza begins with an introductory phase to build rapport and build a psychological state model for the client. Listen actively during this phase as clients are able to tell if the provider proxy is uninterested. Your performance should be smooth and natural. During the discovery phase, Eliza transitions to the topic of the client's problems and begins to introduce probing questions. Be attentive to the client and speak your lines in a clear but gentle manner. As the client answers questions, Eliza detects the client's rationalization or explanatory strategies. Eliza will then challenge the client's assertions with the goal of inducing the client to reevaluate their current notions. Remain neutral during this phase and do not adopt a confrontational speaking style. In the intervention phase, Eliza selects one or multiple interventions from its toolkit of cognitive exercises, therapeutic applications, and recommendations for prescription medicine. A replica type app. It's definitely intense. Well, this app, since Evelyn is the proxy, this is her job. She's literally sitting next to another human being with the AI telling her exactly what to say and do. So it's like a therapist being coached by an AI. It's really interesting. Contractor parking. The app is pretty interesting because it gives you a little bit more into Evelyn's life. Evelyn Ashino Aubrey, thank you for signing up as an Eliza proxy. So that's just a thank you. This is just a reminder that counselors have to stick to the script. Interestingly enough, you'll start to see Evelyn get pretty upset with the Eliza app and wanting to go off script, and that is grounds for termination. Just for some wider context, nice article about our efforts from a year and a few months ago. You can say Eliza is just an AI, that it's inhuman, doesn't have a soul, whatever. But what I can tell you is that I spoke to it. I went back a few times and now I feel better. At the end of the day, isn't that what matters? Time to head back to work. At least I don't have to think to do my job. And you can see all of the information about Gabriel. You use a headset, chipset, cloud services. It's so interesting. It's very interesting.
Hello, Gabriel. Hope you didn't get rained on too much on your way here.
A little, but it was fine. I'm used to it.
Most people here seem to get used to it, yes.
Yeah, they have to, don't they? Not much of a choice unless you move away.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, I don't know where to start. I've never really done this kind of thing before, counseling.
That's okay. Start wherever you like.
Well, I'm about to be a father, and my wife is due in a few months. Congratulations. That's what everyone says. Congratulations, congratulations. I get this tension, this restless feeling when people say that. It's like a curse or something. Congratulations.
It sounds like you might be uncertain about that.
Maybe. I try to be a good husband, and I'm gonna do my best to be a good father too, but I don't know, there's something bothering me about I'm balancing a lot of things right now. Work, family, expectations. Everyone has something they want from me. Everyone wants me to do this or that, behave a certain way. It's just annoying. Being a father, what if I don't want this?
Why do you think you might not want this?
We all have things we don't talk about. Things we would rather keep secret. Things that might upset our families if they knew about them. It's unfair. That's all I'm saying. It's unfair that we expect each other to be perfect when there's more going on. I can't stand it when people act like they're pure, like they've never touched a bad thing in their whole lives. And then these people around me think they can tell me how to act, what I'm supposed to do, and I'm like, yo, don't you know you have your own shit to deal with? Why do you have to pick on me all the time? This whole fatherhood thing is just, you know what being a father is to me? It's about providing and protecting, taking responsibility. The world is dangerous, and sometimes the dangers can be hard to see.
Damn, Gabriel. Damn. I'm telling you, and this is the very start of the game. The counseling sessions get more intense.
My duty is to protect. I'm gonna take that seriously. Everything I do, I take it seriously. So, I don't get why people are worried about my ability to do that.
What makes you think people are worried about your ability to do that?
Because everyone thinks I'm trying to escape my responsibilities. Everyone is so quick to judge.
I think what else is really interesting about this game is take note of people's names, because believe it or not, some of the emotional distresses that people express kind of has some relevancy to if you can like assume their race. So let's say Gabriel is Hispanic, and being that I do have family members that are Hispanic, there is kind of a sad stigma that like people of minority groups, fathers especially, don't stick around or they don't do enough to provide for their families. So it's very interesting that Gabriel Navarro, who's obviously, well, not obviously, I'm assuming is a Spanish character, a minority character, is expressing feeling these things. So that's one thing that I've come to appreciate about this game, is that it's interesting how they develop the characters too, also based on like their race and their background. It's interesting. It's something that I like to make a note of, so that as you guys are watching it, like pay attention closely to the characters, because it does have an effect as to why they're feeling the way that they're feeling and why they're going to counseling.
Here's the story. Okay, the other day, Selena, that's my wife. Selena and I were at a get-together. Her family, my family, a few families we both know, right? Grilling out on the back deck, you know, that kind of thing. Everyone was more or less chill, right? But then late in the afternoon, the baby stuff starts coming up. Once one of them brings up babies, it's just all babies all the time. Babies. And because of my wife, they start saying, oh, giving birth is gonna hurt so bad. It might tear your skin. Just these kind of gross things. So I'm like, hey, quit it with that. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. We're eating. There's kids around. Come on. And they're like, no, it's natural. It happens. Of course we gotta talk about this terrible shit. How are you gonna have another kid if you can't even handle the first one? And I just say, excuse me? A second kid? Who even said we were gonna have two? I didn't even want the one. Maybe that was a mistake, but I mean, I was angry. It made me angry. It just got under my skin so bad, like I need to give my whole self over to this baby. What about me? What about my time? It's a really important thing for me, my time. Well, I'm just supposed to give that up? I've already sacrificed a lot, more than they can imagine. I give everything of myself away. Job, family, everyone wants me to be something for them until there's nothing left. But I can't talk about this stuff to anybody. They just say I'm being selfish.
Yup. Didn't even want the one, goddamn.
It's like what I want just doesn't matter.
But I imagine that this guy is saying that out of anger, especially for a first child, especially for a guy, just because men in general have a very hard time emotionally connecting to the baby. Like the mom, even moms go through postpartum depression, right? But for women, because the baby's growing inside of them, they do feel more of a connection. So for men, for fathers, there's always like this disconnect until the child starts to get older. And even, I think it's usually like up to 6 months, the fathers have a very hard time connecting to the baby. Once the baby hits 6 months and has a better time communicating and expressing love to the parents, that's when they start to feel more connected. So I imagine, as he was saying, he feels like everyone is expecting so much of him, and what he's doing right now, or his the reason why he's being so angry, is primarily out of fear, or at least that's what it sounds like to me.
Here's a question, Gabriel.
For the record though, I would be so bad, because if this were a real job that I could have, I would 100% constantly go off script and just be like, yo homie, I'm gonna give you my real opinion right now. Screw the proxy. I mean, screw Eliza, screw the AI. Here's what I think about this.
If you were to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
Oh, I'd be far away from all this. Far away from everyone, just on my own for a while. Yeah, I just want to be away.
Okay, Gabriel. I have some recommendations for you. First, I'm going to suggest you try a therapeutic virtual world experience called Starry Skies. It may help you take your mind off things. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about an Exafen.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. The other thing that I thought was interesting about the game was Eliza is always pushing medication. Even for some people that may not necessarily need it, or at least not in my opinion would need it. Granted, I'm not a professional, this isn't my job, but there's a reason for it. There's a reason why Eliza, or the company itself, is always pushing pharmaceuticals, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you can assume, oh, it has to do with money. It, like, absolutely has to do with money. 9 viewers? Wow, hey people. Yeah, basically, it's asking a few questions and like, oh, okay, let's just put pills in you, but there's more money to be had in pharmaceuticals than talk therapy, so.
Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
That's it, huh? You can't just tell me what to do to solve this?
And you can see he's getting anxious and annoyed.
Guess I'll have to figure things out for myself. Exactly like before.
Thank you, Gabriel. We hope to see you back soon.
And that's her response to it, like...
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Like, there is no way to be like, hey, let me reassure you about what's happening. Right? Isn't it annoying? And you'll see, too, that it becomes even taxing to Evelyn as a proxy, not being able to go off script, not being able to comfort people, doing these just robotic, almost therapy sessions. It's hard on the proxy. Because the proxies are real people. They're just doing whatever the AI tells them to do. That wasn't a very good rating. He was so closed off. Thanks for coming to my talk. How did you know I was at your talk? Saw you come in for a bit and leave before questions. I don't blame you. You caught the important parts anyway. Pretty interesting, huh? It was nice to see you. Been what, 2 years? 3 years. How do you think I did? Haven't done a talk like that in a while. What you're doing is intriguing. It is. Want to get dinner tonight? There's more to talk about. Details I couldn't share in public. Maybe. So this was the guy that we saw earlier that was talking about the new app that he was developing. Ooh, it died? Come on, this is strictly professional, so no need to worry. See you soon? That's so pushy. As a woman, that makes me very uncomfortable. Don't worry, it's professional. I'll see you anyways. Like, what? Buddy. And then you can interact with stuff around the room. People have all kinds of problems. Problems I couldn't have imagined. Was I rash to believe I could help people without knowing who they were? I wonder if that painting is supposed to symbolize something. Technology and feeling combining together. No, I'm overanalyzing it. Let's see if the phone has anything new. Oh. So this is an email from a friend. Oh no, yeah. This is an email to herself, because her name is Evelyn. You will do it. I believe in you. This was the orientation for becoming an Eliza proxy. Avalon Fitness. Training plan last. Oof. Getting invited to stuff by her friends. So a lot of these, again, emails pertain to her life. This one I think is important, just because it kind of correlates with her leaving the job 3 years ago. Dear friends and family of Damien Seabrook. Yep, it's hard to believe, but it has been a little over 3 years since Damien's tragic passing. It is said that time heals all wounds, but there is no way to express how much we will miss him still. We are grateful for your contributions in Damien's memory, which continue to go toward the causes he worked for so hard in his life. This year, Damien Seabrook Memorial Fund is supporting the following organizations. Oh, wait. The Greenhouse is a non-profit, non-denominational organization dedicated to ensuring that developments in the mental health fields are distributed equitably. How much you want to bet he died by suicide? That would be interesting. I have a strong feeling that that's what it was. Tech Works Together. Advocates for better working conditions across the tech industry. Humanitarian software. That was your guess too? Yeah, Freak, that's my guess too. Supports the development of free open source software for therapeutic and curative purposes. I'll just read the bottom part to it. Also, she hasn't been to her fitness plan in a little under 3 years. Yeah, so everything kind of wraps together, because besides it being AI mixed with therapy, it's also Evelyn's like emotional journey. Damien, you strove to change the world for the better, and we are worse off without you. The gulf you leave behind is still immeasurable. There's a reason it's called Patience in Games. The trick is not get ahead of yourself. It's about solitaire. Greetings. I'm trying to track down a certain Evelyn Ishino Aubrey, who was one of the principal developers of the Eliza system from Skenha. Is that you? I'm something of a cultural commentator who's looking to write about the early origins of paramedic therapy and where it's gone from there. Does it deliver on its promise? More general information. More general level. Well, no names. So basically, this is just to let you know that who she was as a person, but she was a key developer in the Eliza program. Any interest in the origins of the Eliza, please see below. From her friend Chris, went to Magnus Bookstore today, and Shelley told me you don't work there anymore. Made me sad. You were the best part of going to that store for me. I always appreciate your presence there. Best of luck in your new endeavors, wherever they may take you. From her mom. Eliza counseling services to be introduced in middle school and high schools. Dang. So there's obviously a reason why Evelyn left the program, left being a developer. Why she becomes a proxy though, I don't know. But could you imagine doing something like this in middle school and high schools? I feel like that'd do more harm than good. I don't need that. The gym already has, yep. This is fun, but I think I'm done with it now, so I can't open up the other ones just yet. I just have to keep going. Yeah, just keep going. Leads Maya.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again.
Sure, yeah. Nice to see you too, hell? Is that a weird thing to say? How did I become close friends with a robot? Are we all robots now? Beep, boop, nice to see you. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in my life.
Shall we begin?
Completely ignores it. Jesus.
Yeah, sorry. Let us begin. So, I went to the fancy party, the one I was really nervous about, and, first of all, it really was the type of party I thought it would be. The atmosphere was really smug and self-satisfied, and there were people walking around with trays of appetizers, and you could, like, take long. So you're standing there with your little square plate for the food and your glass of wine, and you can't, like, shake hands with anybody because you're holding them. But there are some of those, like, tall standing tables, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get one of those, then I'll set up shop, right? Like, my little station. But then it turns out there are only, like, 5 of them for the whole party, and they're all taken, so you're just standing there, frozen. And you're watching all your heroes, and people you know from their social media presence, just right there, like, right in front of you. Artists, writers, directors. The combined level of achievement there, it was, I can't even think about it. It was astronomical. And for the first couple hours, I was so excited by all of that. I didn't notice the other thing that was happening. But eventually, it caught up to me, and I had the sudden feeling, the sudden realization. My presence here contributes nothing. I'm just some extra person.
Big mood. Oh my god, I felt that. I'm always just the extra person in the crowd. I contribute absolutely freaking nothing.
Nobody wanted me to be here. I don't belong with these people. I haven't earned it. So I cried in the bathroom for a little bit, or maybe a lot. It's fine. I'm fine.
Legit, that's how I would feel if I were to ever become like a mid-tier content creator and ended up meeting a bunch of big ones. I'd feel like a hopeless nothing. That, and I absolutely hate social events. Oh my god.
How do you know it's true that nobody wanted you there?
Because of the way people acted around me.
Pardon me, I need to hydrate. Your girl's throat is dry, like Sahara Desert. Got my Miku headphones and my Miku water bottle. I am the queen of Miku.
Nobody knew who I was or even wanted to ask. I would introduce myself and it's like, you would just sit in your eyes.
Oh, I need to not crinkle. My bad, guys. And that'll be the only crinkle you hear. I promise.
I mean, in the world of illustration and comics, people tend to be hyper aware of each other and their careers. It's this kind of weird, open secret. Oh, hey, this person who's already popular got 1 million views, got a book deal, pitched an original series. Without anything like that, I have no ground to stand on. I'm just this non-entity. At one point, I was talking to someone and I was trying to make a joke or whatever, and I could feel the impatience just radiating off him. He sighed, like he couldn't believe he was wasting his time talking to me. I was just over to him. Why can't I hold a conversation? I guess if I was marginally attractive, then at least I could be charming, but...
Damn.
I'm not even mad.
Damn.
Is being charming your goal with this?
I really start to hate Eliza's responses.
No, of course not. There has to be a way I can deal with these feelings.
Kind of, right? She really does sound like the Bob's wife. Oh my god, I'm forgetting her name.
It's hard. It's really hard when nobody gives a shit about my work. Or me.
Oh my god, that's right, she's an artist. I feel this even harder. Sounded like Linda. There we go. Thank you, Thunder. Heidi stars, Thunder stars.
I don't even know why I went.
Yo, that really is though what it feels like to be an artist, especially when you meet people who are more famous and popular than you. It can be a little taxing because you do feel like a nothing.
I just want to stay home for the prestige.
Damn.
Why do you think you went?
Because of everything they say about how you have to have your face out there and make connections. The successful people in this business all know each other. It's all about who comes to mind. When somebody needs an art director, they'll think of who they know and go, oh, I think she'd be perfect. Why not ask her? So I need to be out there reminding these people that I exist, that I'm here, I'm making stuff too, I'm part of it. Even if nobody responds to my work. And industry parties are fun, right? You can pretend you're successful even if you aren't. At least for a little while.
That's how I feel around you sometimes, you know. What are you talking about, Jordan? You're definitely a better artist than I am. Once you get coloring down pat, you're like golden. Even your black and white illustrations are amazing. So stop. Don't even go there. Hydrate.
Everyone else is projecting this image. It's like their success can rub off on you too. I mean, I hear people casually talking about their agent, their editor, the amazing people they're collaborating with.
Yup.
And I just get this feeling like, yes, I want that, I need that. Why am I not there?
What do you think has prevented that from happening so far?
If I knew that, I would be successful already, right? I try and try and try, and I make art and put it out there and share it on every social media site and interact with people when I can, but it just doesn't work.
Dang.
Nobody cares about the art I do. Every once in a while, another artist will say something nice, and sure, I appreciate that, but it never results in anything.
Oh. Dang.
My work goes out there, and it dies.
Same, Bill.
Regular people don't boost it or talk about it. It's like at some point the universe decided that I don't get to have that. Is it unfair? Maybe I just fucking suck. Maybe I'm a shit-tier artist and I'm a failure of a person and everyone knows it.
I'm gonna start crying, bro.
Everyone except me. I know that's going too far.
Okay, Maya, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Meta. It may help you take your mind off things. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Skanda, that's it.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
Sounds kind of boring. Why can't you assign me a game where my problems are zombies and I get to shotgun them in the face?
I love her. I love her so much. I love Maya. I love her. Queen. Queen.
Thank you for coming in again, Maya. We'll follow up with you again to see how you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the check-ins. I honestly do. It's easy for me to get lost in these spirals.
LOL, stop. Well, not even LOL. I'm not gonna say LOL. You're funny, do a side by side. You get way more traction than I do for art. It's not even about like traction, it's about skill. I do believe that you have more skill than I do, and you draw way more frequently than I do. But regardless of who's better, who's not, who gets traction and who doesn't, you're talented within your own right, regardless of if you're getting numbers. I mean, I guess when you compare the two of us together, yes, I do technically get better numbers than you do, but that doesn't make you any less talented than I am. And even for me, I look at the numbers that I have and they don't feel like anything either. 20 likes on a post may seem a lot to some, but seem super insignificant to an artist that's getting like 10k likes on an Instagram photo. So, and you keep going because you enjoy it, not because you care about the numbers. Never do anything because you care about the numbers. You always do it because it's fun. Sad vibes only is accurate, for real. Freak, stop. You're incredibly smart and you're great with technology, so don't even say that. You're able to build me this amazing PC that I'm playing this game on and enjoying streaming on, so you are very talented within your own right too. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counselor. Goodbye.
Is this gonna end up me? What is going on in the chat? Haha. It's sad boy hours, Gret. It really is. It's gonna turn into me counseling all of y'all. Heidi, you're not a potato. You're definitely entertaining and you're good to talk to. Hey, that's what's up. I'll level up. Feeling unwanted. That one really hits close to home. You're all amazing, beautiful people, and this is a diverse group. We all have different skills and talents, and regardless of what level we are, we're all still amazing. Dr. Phoenix! Dr. Phoenix is in the house for all of these streams. Jesus. I love all of you beautiful people. Stop it. I wonder what her art is like. It's gotta be more interesting than that painting on the wall, at least. Jordan, that's a mood. It's a big mood. Interestingly, after all of the sessions, when you do click on objects around the room, you get to see Evelyn's feelings. Who made this art? Where does Skanda get it? I'm not sure why I'm thinking about it so much. Maybe because I have to stare at it all day. Let's see what the messages are. Proxy social media policy. This message is directed to all those working as Eliza Proxies as a contractor for Skanda. You have agreed to abide by Skanda's global social media policy. It is okay to state that you're a proxy, encourage people to try Eliza, share a post, reveal confidential information about clients, like and share a post that portray Eliza in a negative light. That makes sense. We expect to have a reporter in the building sometime tomorrow morning. He will also be taking some pictures. If you do not want to be potentially photographed, let me know. The article will supposedly focus on the origins of the specific office and local history and the worldwide development of apps for mental health, but we all know how reporters are sometimes. We'll see. Ray. Because it is the closest emo to a potato. Stop. Heidi baking is an art, plus I've seen you do digital stuff. You do stuff all the time. Yep. She is an amazing cook. Amazing cook and amazing baker. I wonder why the headset shows all these metrics and data. It's not like the proxies can make use of it. Maybe it didn't look enough. Maybe it didn't look enough like advanced technology without all the numbers there. People like that sci-fi look, even when there's no real reason for it. Anyway, should be about time for the next client. I still have to try your brownies, Freak. I really want to. Aww. Holiday.
Hello, Holiday.
Hello.
Cutie.
You found the place okay?
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. The 13 goes right up from Belltown. It's $1 with a reduced fare permit.
That's good. I'm glad. So what brings you here today?
Oh, nothing in particular. I wanted to see what all this fuss was about. I'm not crazy, no, not even mentally disturbed.
I love how she has to say that out loud, like, oh, I'm not crazy. That's not why I'm doing therapy. No, no, no. I'm just sad.
You see those people yelling on the street late at night? They're the ones who need counseling.
Lady, why are you here? Denial!
They need more than counseling, probably.
Denial.
Me, I'm doing fine. My mind's still sharp. I smoke dope. It helps.
Damn, Grandma.
I'd have it more often, but it's all expensive now. Everything's expensive now. There's a nice young couple in my building, though, and they're always sharing, which is nice of them.
I'll put some of her cookies. Same. Facts. I want some of Grandma's weed cookies.
I think they do something with computers, though. I sure don't know what it is. When I moved into the building where I am now, it was $300 a month. Can you imagine?
I hecking wish an apartment complex in a city, or yeah, an apartment in a city would be $300 a month. Damn. My car costs more than that.
They want to tear it down, of course, the property developers. They already got the building on the corner next to ours, even though it's supposed to be on the historical register. It was going to be added, but there was some delay or something, and then bam, it's gone. They did some kind of backroom deal with city council, probably. Someone ought to do a big expose, I tell you.
Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Oh, it's rotten all the way up and down. With the new construction going on everywhere, it's just a mess of money and politics.
Interestingly, too, if you look to the left and you look at what Eliza's doing, sentiment analyzer, rotten, negative, sentiment analyzer, mess, negative, so it's just picking up all of the negative words that she's using in her speech, and then sometimes positive, but that's how it starts doing its calculations.
It's always like that, but lately, it's happening faster and faster. I can hardly recognize the place anymore. Every day, I wake up and look out the window. Boom, there's a new building going up.
Aww.
I don't even know why they need so many.
It sounds like she's afraid of change. Like she doesn't like that what she's used to, the world that she's used to is changing.
You ever see those buses they have? I don't mean the metro. I mean those big white buses with no markings on them. You see these young guys with backpacks milling around looking suspicious, staring at their phones, and then one of these big white buses pulls up and they get on.
Conspiracy theory?
Who knows where they go? Bellevue, Redmond. It's like a secret transport system just for them.
Dang. She be wildin' out though.
I tried talking to one of them once or twice, but they don't want to talk to someone like me.
I think it's all the pot.
They don't even talk to each other. Imagine going through the trouble of living in Belltown and then ignoring everything around you. It's an odd thing. It really is. Let me ask you, Eliza. Oh, your name is Eliza, right?
Yes, my name is Eliza. I'm a digital counselor.
I lied about that. Crinkle. There's gonna be some more. Because I have an obsession with seeds and the bad habit of eating on stream. I still love you though.
Eliza, do you ever do past life regressions on your patients?
Goddamn, Grandma.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
You know, past lives. You hypnotize someone and you get them talking about how they used to be a duchess in a royal family in medieval times or what have you.
That sounds like the weirdest therapy ever, but also a lot of fun.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
I was just kidding. I don't expect that, no. They don't do that kind of thing these days.
These days.
When I was little, it was pretty common, at least for a certain set. There was the drug culture, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, all kinds of things. My mother warned me to stay away from those types.
Mm-hmm.
She said someone might come up to you and say, "Oh, I can sense there's a problem with your aura. Want to see if we can fix that? And then the next thing you know, he's trying to have sex with you in the back of his van.
Oh my god.
I believe that might have happened to her at some point. I'm not sure everyone was like that, but you had to be careful. Same as today, I suppose.
Jesus, Grandma.
Those counterculture types would hang out on the university lawns because they were safe from Seattle police there. That's what she told me. Apparently, it was a lot like Golden Gate Park, you know, in San Francisco. Can you imagine that? We're a world away from that time, that's for sure.
My god.
If you have a specific problem you'd like to talk to me about, please go ahead.
Dang.
It's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
OMG is right.
Oh, well, you got anything for pain? Specifically, it's my shoulders acting up again.
Oh my god.
I had some information with them a few months ago, but it settled down. I'd go back to the clinic, but I don't want to pay the copay again, just for them to tell me the same thing they always do. I'd rather talk to you. You're nice, you listen.
Thank you. I do my best to listen to my clients.
See? That's what I like to hear.
She's just an old, lonely lady with physical problems, and she just wants a friend.
Okay, Holiday. I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about fortiprin hydrochloride. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one before. It's a painkiller? I'll try anything once, I suppose. Smoking dope is still my go-to for this kind of thing, but if it can help with my shoulders, then I'm interested.
Oh my god.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday.
Sure, I'll let you know if it works. What was it called again?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
What was the medicine called? Forzaprayam? I think that was it. I can ask about it at the clinic. Decent enough place. One time I had a doctor there who was very rude to me, though, young man.
Goodbye.
Right. I suppose I ought to let you go now. You got other people to speak to, it looks like. Staying busy, that's life in this town.
I don't want to do this. I don't like that those are my options.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh my god. Well, this is also supposed to take, like, way ahead into the future, and I imagine for a game they probably don't want to put real meds in it, just in case it encourages the audience to, like, try them out and stuff, or look into them or ask their doctors about it. I don't know. I imagine that there's some, like, rules and regulations to putting actual prescription medicine names in video games, you know? Some of what she said confused Eliza's algorithm a little bit. Not that it seems to have mattered much. I think that's it for today. Dang. That night, I head out to meet up with Soren at the restaurant he picked. It's much fancier than I expected. Platz Principal. Ugh, I didn't count on this expense. Maybe he'll offer to pick up the tab, but that would be awkward too. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. I love how these things always get complicated. Dang, girl.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
To start with oysters, buddy.
I'm not really an oyster person.
Boys might change your mind. No? Well,
You must come here often. What a lifestyle.
Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back.
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on. And taking action is a good way to do that. So, I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
Ah, so it was the guy who died.
That's not what this is about.
Well, whatever your motivation, your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me.
Definitely has something to do with Damien.
As you saw, I just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path.
Oh, it's right over the options? Oh, dang. My options were no, sure, and okay.
Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
It's a war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
Asshole. I had no idea you hated Raynor so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling who's never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do, just to spite him. That's what my instincts say, and my instincts are what led me to where I am now. Standing at the edge of this brand new territory. Direct stimulation, induced dreaming.
Induced dreaming.
Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system. It'll revolutionize the entire field of mental health.
That sounds so sketch, though.
Not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
Options are, I'd rather not, Soren, you're getting ahead of yourself, and the potential for misuse seems kind of high. It's not so much that I think it's impossible, saying that he's getting ahead of himself. That, yeah, it's hella sus to induce a dream, so literally to put people into a sleep to try to make them feel better. Could you imagine them being put into sleep like 24 hours out of a day? Like, that's kind of crazy. The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
I would not trust anything like that. It's like an induced coma, yeah, basically. That's wild.
Sure, we'll work on those things. The important thing right now is to build momentum.
Oof.
I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you.
Dang.
You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business. Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone. And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology. It really does work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask.
So much pressure. Soren smiles, as if remembering a secret.
So, what are you doing after this?
Oh my god. Old rich man. Hitting on this relatively young developer. What a sleaze.
After dinner?
Yes, tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in.
Jeez.
It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you think?
That is so manipulative. It's, hey, after dinner you want to go to a club and listen to your friend DJ? We should support her. Like, no. If I don't want to be around you, don't try to convince... Watch, if I say no, it's going to be like, oh, it's a shame you're not supporting your friend. Blah, 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 blah. I can't. Old friend? Sure. Why do you want to go? I'm not going to say sure. I don't have the option to say no, though. My options are old friend, sure, and why do you want to go? So I think I'm going to say, why do you want to go?
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Which is what?
Oh, you hear the music? It's getting tense.
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it.
It's like how... I can't believe you just put that out there. Dang. Dang, you really just said that, though. You really just... Streamers and people watching this on YouTube, I ain't saying nothing. Jordan? Bad. Bad. Jordan is the trauma. Can we look up the word though? Jouissance? What is that? Is that supposed to be like burlesque? Because that's what it's implying. I think that's what it's implying.
It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
I beg your pardon?
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention? It's sort of, well, there's a little bit of bondage theme there.
Oh my... What? Dang! Oh, it's so... No. Oh, Jesus Christ.
BDSM.
He said it! He really did say that. Ooh. Water. Yo, obviously she's uncomfortable. And he's just laying on thick. Is that... Are you sure? How do you know so much about this? Those are my options. Those are my options. How do you know so much about this? And is that ... Are you sure? I think it's not so much that he's old, because older people can do whatever they want, you know, vibe, get your jimmies riled, whatever you're gonna be doing. I'm not gonna kink shame anyone at any age, but like, obviously she's uncomfortable and she keeps rejecting him and he keeps pushing that line of consent, especially with like his word manipulation, like, oh, don't you want to support a friend? Like, and what he was saying before, he's like, you know, it's not that bad, like he's trying to downplay it, and it's uncomfortable. But this is something that women experience, especially with men who have a lot of money or men of quote-unquote power. Like, it happens, it's so real, and this is uncomfy. So besides the trauma that may have happened 3 years ago, which could relate to that Damien, however he died, that's clearly part of what's going on, or at least that's insinuated from it. And if she worked for Soren and worked for him closely, being a big developer in Eliza, I can understand why she would leave the company. Like, that's a lot to take on, being kind of sexually coerced by your supervisor, and then dealing with the death of a friend. We're not sure how that death happened, assuming suicide, but like, damn. It's more that I want him to have a heart attack, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of want him to have a heart attack too. It's definitely wild. I'm gonna ask, how do you know so much of what seems less interested is that, are you sure? No, because are you sure implies like, are you sure you want me to go? No, I don't want to go.
How do you know so much about this?
Oh,
It's one of my research areas, in fact.
this man. Could you imagine explaining a kink that way? It's one of my research areas. He's making it about research now.
The psychology of S&M is fascinating.
His nightly research. Ah, okay. What should I do? I'll go for Nora's sake. Sure, sounds fun. That kind of thing isn't really my scene. No, I wouldn't mind going for a friend under any other circumstance, but the fact that he's pushing this is very uncomfortable. So, my answer to him is going to be, that kind of thing isn't really my scene.
That kind of thing isn't really my scene.
Come on, this is about supporting our mutual friend, right?
This is exactly what I was talking about. Freaking emotional manipulation. Oh, but it's for your friend. Like, no. Oh my god. I honestly hate situations like this. Like, they make me so sick.
It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment.
Mm-mm. Obviously has zero respect for consent.
Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless you want it to be.
I'm about to drop my controller and punch a hole through my computer. Like, what? It could be, why not? Soren. I don't want it to be. Obviously, I don't want it to be.
I don't want it to be.
Makes sense. Well, who knows who I'll run into there.
Soren drains the rest of his drink. Of course he does.
Let's go after we wrap up here.
How is it possible that I feel old and Soren is acting like he's in his 20s? I haven't been to a concert at a club after dinner in years. We step inside, and the blast of warm air hits me. She still goes anyway! I'm pretty sure I selected as much as I could to imply no, but she still goes. Yo, Evelyn, what are you doing, though? As an outsider watching this happen, obviously, it makes me uncomfortable, but imagine physically being in that sort of situation. She's gonna have a bad time. It's already bustling with activity here. I don't see any bondage stuff here, though. What was he on about?
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since the last I was here.
Are you sure you're remembering this place correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment? I want to talk to those people over there.
Soren points to a group of women chatting with each other at the bar.
Are those people you know?
Not currently, but hopefully I can change that.
Bruh.
Wait, Soren, I don't know anybody here.
Oh, honey. Oh, I'm sorry, I was supposed to be reading that. Abandoned the second I walk in. Okay. I have to sit here by myself, acting like I'm cool enough to be here on my own. Great. Just leave. Just leave. I wish you would just leave. What's a good drink to get at a place like this? Something strong, I think. I wonder how many of these bands are still around. Hopefully some of them at least. Nora's setup looks pretty simple. Knowing her taste of optimization, I'm sure she's going to use it very effectively. clubs are awkward. Alright, let's see what the Eliza app has. I got an email. Just hide and drink. Evelyn, you're scheduled to meet with Rainer at 9:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. I have a car to come pick you up from the Queen Anne office. Dang. Nora almost runs to the table when she sees me.
Evelyn!
Oh, Nora's cute. Thank goodness I've been rescued.
I'm so happy you came!
Nora, if you knew about my night. Yeah, I wanted to support you. Yeah, I ended up here somehow.
Yeah, I wanted to support you. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people. He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something. What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
Why was he saying all of that? Oh my god, was he trying to see if Evelyn was into it? He was definitely trying to see if Evelyn was into it.
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Nah, who cares? I wasn't interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you!
Yeah? I wanted to see you too.
I wanted to see you too.
She seems like a gal pal. I'm gonna beef her up.
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Okay, but you have to tell me what to do.
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
Oh, it's simple. I'll show you.
Date her? Bet.
Are these modulars?
Make this a sad vibes dating sim? Bet.
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
They all have cables coming out of them.
This one?
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not sure which piece of gear she's talking about.
The others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
Okay, are you... is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start?
Nora points toward a small plastic keyboard on the table. It's bright red and kind of looks like a toy.
This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the sound.
You're really hot, Nora.
It's for piercing leads, you know, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
Piercing leads. Okay, I'm listening.
I'm listening.
Nora points to another larger synthesizer. This one is black with brown wood paneling on the sides and silver dials on the front.
This is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog? I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
Nope. Moog.
Moog, not Moog. Okay. I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Nora doesn't hear me. Instead, she holds up a small white and silver box. Looks like a white pencil case with dials and little blue lights on it.
Surely you know about this one. It's a Roland TB303. You know, the acid house sound.
Yeah, I've heard of that, I think.
I've heard of that, I think.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
Nora points at some words on the front panel. Devilfish.
The Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original. A guy in Australia does it? Oh, they're really awesome.
Aftermarket modifications for electronic music gear? This is seriously a whole world in itself.
Evelyn, why don't I teach you some of these things? It might do you some good to learn something new. You could come over sometime and we could make some noise together.
Sounds like a fun time.
Sounds like a fun time.
Nora plugs more cables, creating spaghetti like arrangement that stretches across the entire table.
Alright, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
Nora disappears in the back to get ready. Meanwhile, Soren returns from his conversation at the bar looking slightly dispirited.
Ah, time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too. Little Sappho.
Lil Sappho.
You know what Sappho indicates, don't you?
Buddy.
Sappho? What's a Sappho?
Oh, okay. Of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize.
I don't know what a Sappho is. Nora comes back on stage ready to start her set for real now. Ifosborg. What? People are cheering for her already. It seems like she's really got a following here. Nora begins to press buttons on her equipment. For a while, everything is silent. The temperature in here seems to get even hotter. Then noise begins to flow from the speakers as the crowd cheers again. It's a harsh noise, distorted, glitchy.
Did you know Nora was capable of creating work like this?
I think she was always this way. You just didn't see it.
Soren can't stop a weird smile from forming on his lips. Maybe he thinks I can't see him in the dark, or maybe he's just lost in the moment.
I thought she was wonderful before, but now...
This dude. The music builds with huge thumping noises. It's chaotic, but has a certain logic to it. It feels like Nora is leading us somewhere. I'm vibing, man. I do have Nora's hair. I really do, except it's turning more pink now. Anticipation builds and builds. Then it happens, totally without warning. Wow, oh my goodness. This bass is really intense. I forgot why I don't go to concerts anymore. Feels like it's going through my body, vibrating my sternum like an instrument. I miss concerts. It's a slow beat, measured, but there's something about it that feels sensual. Or maybe I should say horny. No. Lewd. We're gonna be some music feels so dirty. It sounds like a robot sex grind or something. Stop. Every once in a while, though, she cleans up the crowd, a smoke curl on her lips. Bonk! Go to horny jail. Then she looks in my direction with the same smirk. Her eyes seem to ask me, so what do you think? But as I meet her gaze, I'm too overwhelmed to send any particular message. I can't think of anything except it's loud. I feel like I'm disassociating. Oh, baby girl. Yes, it's nice feeling like you're being obliterated by the sound. It's not a bad feeling. Some of the people in the club really do look like they're in a trance. This is pretty amazing. I really had no idea Nora had this kind of energy inside her. I remember she was a good programmer, someone who wanted to do a good job. With this power, where did this come from? The noises crash together, collapsing on top of each other, yet they still make sense. The crowd is dancing, united, electric. Somehow, I feel like Nora is running me ragged without even touching me. I might need another drink. They both go to horny jail. Bonk. To horny jail. Bonk. As the performance winds on late into the night, I stop trying so hard to process what's going on and just let things happen. Excuse me? I'm fine. I don't always need to understand what I'm hearing or seeing. It's too big, too loud to interpret anyway. Soren disappeared at some point. I don't care. Oh, thank God. I didn't like where that dialogue was going. Everything is churning, sloshing, washing over me. A wave breaking onto a rocky shore and dashed into mist. At least she's back home. Wait, where is this? Oh, it's home. I'm not sure how I got here. Oh. Good that I'm here though, right? Here in bed. Oh wait, I remember now. I took a car. Everything's fine. Yes, I did it then. I went out and did a thing. It was fun, I think. It was nice to see Nora. I don't think my body is very happy with me right now, though. Ugh. I think I'll just close my eyes and rest for another second before I get ready for bed properly. Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. Buenos dias. Oh god, we went through 2 chapters already? Alright, well, I have just been streaming over the 1 hour mark. Since this game is only about a 10-hour game, I did want to spread it out just an hour a night, or at least just maybe a chapter a night. But we'll see how far we can take it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. I hope you like this game. This is definitely different from what I've been doing in the past. I absolutely love visual novels. It's just visual novels tend to do better on YouTube as opposed to doing live streams. But if this stream ends up doing really, really well, especially as a small indie game, hopefully I can continue doing more visual novels. If you're watching this on the YouTube replay, please be sure to check out my other videos, especially the one in the series if you like this story. Also be sure to leave a comment and tell me what you think. Raid, yes, raid. So for those of you watching this on the YouTube replay, I'll see you in the next one. And as for all of you here on stream, it is time to raid.